Okay, as is typical for any machine, got another maintenance issue. Here I was mowing the grass the other day, got started, only got about 10 feet done, and the blades kicked out. My clutch is not working any longer. So I am going to put this on my little fancy nose rack thing, if it'll work, and pull that sucker off of there. Now there's a, not sure what's on the bottom of this one. The last one I did, it was just a big nut on there. The whole thing slid off. This looks like it's got something. I have to look into that. It looks like I might have to spin that bottom pulley to get it to come off of there. Well, I'll just stick this camera up in here, and then I'll play this back, and I'll see exactly what that is. Alright, well, gotta get it done. The grass gotta be cut. Okay, so no clutch. We'll just check it out here. Turn the key on. Pull the clutch. Got nothing. There's the connector. Nothing. Well, do we have any voltage? Let's find out. Okay, and turn the key back off. This is easier if you drop it down. Pull it down under here. I say it's easier if you, unless it's a pain in the butt. And then there's a harness there. So you bring it down here, and you gotta pull up this little thing over here and pull that out. So here's the power coming into it. So we're gonna put that right there, and I'm just gonna ground my negative to something. Just something. So turn the key back on, pull the clutch, switch. I'll try this top one first. This top terminal. And the bottom one. Alright, I'm going to reach up to the ground on the battery. Nothing there. There we go. I got 12 volts to that top terminal. Alright, so that tells you the power's going through, the switch is working. The other thing I was going to do, and I'm not really sure this has anything to do with it or not. I was going to check continuity to the clutch, but I'm not certain on that. I got continuity there, so it is indeed just as simple as the other one. I gotta watch out for this thing because it's so falling apart. I'm gonna get underneath that. It is just one single nut, so I'm gonna pop that off of there. I'm gonna do it without taking the belt off. Although I know there's probably little chance that I'll be able to put it back up there without doing it without the belt, and I'll have to drop the deck back and slide it forward. So let's get that sucker off there. That should slide right on down off that shaft. Well, I may have to disconnect the belt anyway, just to loosen it up from that so I can get a look at this thing. Alright, 16 millimeter on my little 3/8. Now, what's going to happen? There's the bolt. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to have to drop the deck and take the tension off of that. For that to slide off. Yep. Alright, we'll do that. Alright, take the deck off, of course. Pull the two pins in the front arms. I just leave them up there and manipulate them around. It's easier if you pull the whole thing. Then you can pull it out sideways, which, you know what, I think I'm probably going to go ahead and do, because I got it sitting on this stand thing. Just gotta remember which way they go. And get a good hold. Now I got these cool clips though. You set them in there the way they go. And then it's gonna be this guy here. Which may be enough. What do you think? Maybe enough to drop it right there. Too close. There we go. You need to do that one, did I? I just stuck it in there by hand. There we go. Comes out. Clutch comes out. And there we have it. It's just an electromagnet. It grabs up in here, which turns pulley. Alright, so I'm gonna monkey with that a little bit, but if it's not doing anything with power and I don't have any broken wires, then I think I'm looking at buying another clutch. Unfortunately, it's got a woodruff key in it, spline to the shaft. It gives you a part number right there. Imagine the factory part's a bunch of money. I'm sure they got aftermarket crap to be cheap, but I don't know if I want to do that. Well, I guess I'm gonna go look that up. See what's what. Okay, there's the Warner number. Went on to good old eBay. If you can see that. It's maybe too light to focus on it. PTO clutch. This is the part number out of the parts book. Comes with the pulley too. As I looked up Warner, I went directly to Warner, and all they have is the clutch, of course. So if you go down here, I don't know if you can really even see that, but it also has the 15-73 Warner number, and there's the. So it's got both of them. They're $264 just from Warner for the clutch, but here you go, $110. Oh, our best offer. So maybe I'll put in a low offer. Or maybe not, because that's pretty good. We'll see. But looks like I can have that one in a few days probably. Alright, it's time for a open box video. What do they call that? Something, whatever. Unboxing, that's it. Here's my old clutch. This one's made by Warner Electric, USA. Hate to see this part, but made in China. That's the part number. Yeah, in case you didn't know what it was for. I'll take a look at the instructions and see if they are written by an American translator or someone who doesn't speak English. Because sometimes they get real interesting and the translation don't make no sense. Well, so far Looks good. We have the same plug. Yes, and doodle. Picture looked good. This one had painted whatchamacallit. Yeah, that other treatment looks good. Alright, so should be able to just pop this thing right back in there. I just have to get the orientation right, but it's not going to be like the other one where yeah, it might be. So one of these holes should have witness marks. I'm going to say it's that one right there. So there should be a post sticking down. Am I right? Yeah. There it is. You see that? There's a post sticking down. That's where it's going to go. Pop that up there. Wiring harness is hanging here. It goes up that way, and then it'll just be a matter of moving the deck to back up. So it shouldn't take very long at all. Alright, we're cutting the grass. Alright, so I've been successful. Replaced the PTO clutch, just mowed the grass. Everything's nice and pretty out there. Unfortunately, what I don't think I showed you is once I put this PTO clutch and plugged it in, nothing happened. I'd monkeyed with this plug, and I had 12 volts here. I've had trouble with that switch before. I replaced that switch. I used to have to go up here and just monkey with the wires, and they would kick back in. What I ended up doing is disconnecting the plug off of that switch and put it back on, wobbly. So I guess I should spray it with some WD-40 now. And I got this. What I'm thinking now, this thing, I forget how old this machine is, but I'm willing to bet that there's nothing wrong with this clutch and that it was that connector the whole time. So what I'm going to do is plug it in here, and we're going to find out for sure. So before you replace your PTO clutch just because it doesn't work, you're going to need diagnosis is to check the voltage here. However, if it still doesn't work, I would say pull that plug on the back of the PTO switch up there and make sure those connections are good. So stand by here a second. Let's plug this in and see what happens. Well, I'll tell you what, that connector is not coming apart by itself. It just took me 5 minutes to pry that out of there. That's crazy. There's a little tab on top, a little locking tab. Just pry that up and then somehow get a hold of the plug to get them apart. Jeez. Well, what can I say? Got a spare PTO clutch. So, the point of the whole story is check all your connections. Just because I had 12 volts coming out of here, I thought, okay, that's the telltale. That means the clutch is no good. But the clutch failed from using it one day. In fact, I'd just gone out, started to cut in the grass, and the PTO clutch wouldn't engage. The fact that it went all of a sudden should have told me that, okay, something's happened. Generally, if these things are going to go out, they're going to start acting up. You're going to kick in, kick out, whatever, start slipping, whatever. But when it goes that quick, this is a good boy here. Warner Electric. This is the stock original one. I think this is 20 years old. So I will be wiping down some of this with WD-40. Spray the rusty parts. It's a friction clutch, so you don't want to get it soaked too much, but you know. So there you have it, the second part of the troubleshooting after the fact. I'm going to break this out, and this is probably going to be a separate video attached to the end of this. Change one out just in case. Alright, that'll save you $100. Luckily it's only $100 for this clutch, and it's possible that clutch will fail way earlier than this. If not, I got a spare. I seem to be collecting these kind of mowers and things. So alright, until next time, like usual, like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. Send me money if you feel like it. If not, I'm just going to continue on plugging away. Alright, till next time.